Welcome to another edition of Tom Ran One Dots. Hope all is well. And just want to talk a little TV and sitcoms, because I haven't done one of these in quite some time. But thinking about sitcoms, and came across something today that 34 years ago, Who's the Boss premiered on TV. And, wow. I think it was you can make the argument, that was one of the most popular sitcoms of the mid to late 80s and the early 90s. I think the series originally, in early development, was going to be called You're the Boss. Then they obviously changed it to Who's the Boss. I think the series pilot, if I'm not mistaken, was shot in 1983 of November. A full 10 months before the show actually did go on the air. Now, I think ABC at that point was planning to put it on as a 1983 to 1984 mid-season replacement show, but it was delayed for the next season. Who's the Boss? That show, ran for a good 8 years there, from 84 to 92, and rerun until the fall of 92. ABC, they reran Who's the Boss during its daytime schedule from 87 to 88, on local syndication from September 1989 to the present, on TBS from in the 90s, Fox ABC Family from 99 to 2003, and on Nick at Night from 2004 to 2006, TV Land 2005, Ion Television 2007-2008, Hallmark Channel from May 2010 to 2011. Right now, it's you can find it on TV Land, I think, since in a regular schedule. And the show actually did have a spin-off titled Living Dolls, which premiered and ended in late 1989. And who could forget Tony, Angela, Sam, Jonathan, Mona. Not only was it when you look at that theme song too, like I love that theme song. One of the best theme songs, I think, from those sitcoms from the 80s. Now, another show right now, I think that has, like, a current show that I could think of that has a good solid theme song would probably be Big Bang. No one else really, to me, does it. And no one really else, as far as sitcoms, that come close now. Those sitcoms, man, you remember, like, the jingle, the theme song from those sitcoms from the 80s and 90s. You ever notice that? Not so much even from the 2000s. And many episodes I remember from Who's the Boss. I remember the one where Delta Burke was hitting on Tony. Gorgeous. Yeah, I would have left Angela to work for Delta Burke easily, in a heartbeat, if I could be candid here. And I think how that episode go, if you guys remember, Tony was supposed to get Angela her car painted a certain color. He changed the color. She didn't like it. Made him feel bad and got angry. And there comes Delta Burke, wanted Tony D'Angelo to come work for her. So that was a pretty classic episode. I remember when Betty White too was on as a scandalous reporter. And you could be actually convinced that, I was convinced that Mona was the good witch of the North, right? So Mona and Blanche, maybe even from Blanche from the Golden Girls, should have actually maybe even hung out together. Imagine the stories those two have, what those two would have, you know, as far as their characters. You ever remember that that the producer's name too? Did you ever see that? His name is Bud Weiser. Check out the credits. The producer's name was Bud Weiser, and I'm referring to you know, that jingle from the Budweiser commercial with the frogs, where the frogs would go, Bud Weiser. Not for nothing though, right? Judith's Light's hair kind of irritated me a little bit. I know it was the 80s, but still. Now, Mona's hair, maybe her hair made her look so old to me until she got bangs. I never understood that, right? Suspension of disbelief, I guess. It's my opinion. I never understood how she was supposed to have such, you know, sex appeal with an older lady type of hairdo, right? You know what I mean? What I'm trying to say. And you have there Sam, Melissa Milano. I think it's safe to say a lot of kids, a lot of teenage boys had her poster up on the wall, and I'm sure girls did as well. Now, the last season and the season finale was kind of weird. It was confusing. But speaking of, you know, being confused, you always were confused by who was the higher rank, Tony the boss or Charles in charge. You always wonder in that show too. Was the question ever answered? Who was really in charge? Who's the boss? And I think, look at the series on a whole, I think it was definitely Angela. I wish they would bring this show into a reboot. A lot of shows they're thinking about, you know, reboots. They should do this show. I think it would definitely be ahead. Even like it's not even on Netflix or Hulu, and I wish that they would just get this together. And it's the best, quote unquote, community episode ever. And you know, Tony Danza, he had some things going on as well. I think he was part of a talk show, and he recently had like a show. It was like a reality show on A&E, where he he was teaching 10th grade, I believe, and it was in North Philly. So I don't think he's still teaching now. I think it was just for TV there. But man, they don't make shows like they used to anymore. He's also, you can find him also on a new series on Netflix, The Good Cop. Just going back to thinking about talking about Tony Danza, and a lot of people try to do probably one of the most impersonated voices when it comes to TV is Tony Danza. You know, but reminiscing about that show, definitely a good show. Missed that show. Premiered 34 years ago today. Hope all is well. Look forward to speaking to you guys very, very soon.